Alright guys and gals, welcome to today's project. We're back in the shop here today. We got Merica in here. We got a whole bunch of parts we need to get on this girl. So what we're going to do, we're going to get you set up, show you what parts we got, show you what we're going to contend with today, get this thing going. Click you back on in a minute. Alright guys and gals, as you can tell, we got a pile. We got upper lower ball joints, shocks, springs, rotors, pads, fluids. We're doing it all. This Ford truck's been sitting for quite some time. We need to go through it and make sure everything's top notch. It's winter time here where I'm at. I need a good winter vehicle. So let's get this thing maintenanced out. A little bit of repair work done. Let's just do an overall assessment. Athena, what do you think? You gonna fix this? Oh, nope. Okay. We'll click you back on when we're ready. Let's get this old wheel off. Now, a lot of times, guys and gals, you'll have to use these thin chrome sockets, okay, on aftermarket wheels. They just don't have the provisions for the impact socket. Then what ends up happening is you get on half the lug nut and you destroy it. Awesome. So we're obviously going to have to get new lugs for this, but one out of 5 is not bad. 2 out of 5, we're winning. All right, let's get this off here and see what we're working with. Let's not lay it on the face. There we go. All right, now I just got to take all this apart. Perfect. We're going to get our tools gathered up, start getting after this. Let's get these ball joints swapped out. That's amazing. Our car keys don't look like, car pins don't look like they're rusted off. Oh yeah. Now this is a 4-wheel drive, so I will have to take this hub, eccentric, and all that, axle and everything else off. So here we go. And then we're going to replace our springs and our shocks. But we're going to wait till the end to do all that. Alright guys and gals, we got that stripped off there. And let me tell you what, that was a fight. We ended up having to drill this because someone put some serious stuff in there. And I bent 2 Allen wrenches trying to get that thing off and snap the socket. Here's a little tip for you guys and gals. Anytime you take anything apart that you have to put back together in a fairly, reasonable amount of time, just lay your parts out in the order you took them off. You know what I mean? Last thing, first thing you took off. That'll save you a lot of hassle trying to figure that out in a pile. You get what I mean? Alright, we're going to keep going here. We're going to get this tore down. We're going to cut through a lot of this boring stuff and just show you the highlights. Click you back on. Alright guys and gals, there you go. Got all that ripped apart. Got the axle pulled out, all that, yeah. Ball joints to be replaced. Let's get that done. Let's keep moving along here on America. Alright guys and gals, we got our new ball joints in. Now don't forget your little snap ring down there and your Zerk fittings. You want to make sure you put these in to where you can service them. You get what I'm saying? Because we don't want to ever have to replace these again if we can help it. And new car key. Check that out. Alright, we'll get this put back on. Click you back on when we're done. Alright guys and gals, we got that monstrosity put back on there. Torqued there. Torqued our ball joints to 110 and 95. Put your car keys in. We'll get the rest of this put back together. Click you back on. Alright guys and gals, here's another step we got to go through. You have to get these studs out of this, and a lot of times you'll see guys and gals, you'll put the lug nuts on there and just beat the ever-living you-know-what out of them. Here's a cool little tool. I don't know what it's called. I just call it the mushroom. Does a real nice job. Put that on there, put it right on out. With these 4-wheel drive trucks, you got to separate the hub from the actual rotor. That tells me one thing for sure. This seal back here, well, it's not even here. It's no good. So we'll have to get some of them, get this all cleaned up, repacked, put back together. Oh, this is what we got to go on. Now, when we go to put this on, we'll have to put this on here and then drive our studs back through the backside. That tool will come in great handy. All right, we'll get this done. We'll show you what it looks like. Click it back on in a minute. All right, guys and gals, there we go. We got the new hubs on, got our new rotors on, our new pads on. Now, here's the tip. Make sure you clean all these surfaces up that you've been putting your grubby little paws on, okay? Last thing you want is when you go to set your brakes for this stuff to have grease and everything on it, you embed that in your pads. All right, we're gonna do the other side, and then we're gonna come back in here, and we're gonna jack this baby up. We'll click you back on when we're done. All right, guys and gals, over on the driver's side, getting this tore apart, get our axle pulled out, get our ball joints changed over. We'll click you back on when we're done. All right, guys and gals, you can see we got our ball joint removal tool. Now, I will tell you, pay attention to which way these ball joints press in and out, because that's going to determine how you take them in and out. And the other thing, with your upper ball joint, make sure it's in that relief area. There you go. Old one out. All right, now we'll just repeat this and replace the ball joints with the new ones. Get this thing put back in the truck. Click you back on. All right, guys and gals, there you go. Now you can see, got our new ball joints in. Driver's side, passenger side. You know, in this truck, it only needed lowers, but you know, while you're in here, might as well. That was smooth. Sure you get your snap ring in there. Of course, we're going to get our grease fitting, because that's important. All right, we're going to get this done, get this put back in the truck, carry on with our project. We'll click you back on. All right, there we go. You got the driver's side all put back together. All new ball joints, all new brakes, all new pads. Alrighty, let's keep moving along here. Alright, guys and gals. Thenie, while she was taking a break, got the shock and spring out. Another little tip for you. While you're in here, you might as well put a little paint on this stuff. Keep it lasting a little longer for you. Didn't do the rear because we're going to service that guy. But there you go. One nut down there holding that on. One retainer strap up top with one bolt holding it in. That's all that's to it. Click it back on when we put the new one in. Alright, guys and gals, we got this side tore apart. Now we're going to get this guy cleaned up. As you can see here, the truck's in pretty good shape. Just a little bit of dirt on the frame. We'll get that cleaned up. A little paint on that. A little action. Get this gal put back together. Click it back on. Alright, guys and gals, there you go. A little bit of paint, a little bit of elbow grease, new shock layers. Got all that stuff going on. Alright, let's get the wheel back on this. Keep on going. Alright, guys and gals, how you can see, got our front and our back evened out. A lot of these trucks come from the factory where the front's down lower because they're anticipating you loading the back. So they do that so that they're leveled out. Alright? This truck here, it don't hold much but people. So we want it to look good and sit even. So there you go. Got both sides done. Now we're going to go on, take care of some maintenance. Get our plugs changed, our fluids changed, all that good stuff. I think we've drug this video on long enough. Well, we're going to end it here. So there you go. America's sitting right, looking tight. New brakes, new ball joints, new springs, new shocks. Oh man, she ought to be riding good. We're gonna get this mess cleaned up here in the shop. What do you say, Thingy? Tell them why we do it. And you know why we do it. For the love of hot rods and horsepower. And hauling trucks, apparently. Go out there and get yourself a project. Start enjoying it. Oh yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.